Councilmember Wilkerson, we are ready to go here in chambers.
Thank you, Hannah Lee. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Finance on November the 15th. Quite a blistery day, if I say so myself, out there. Councilmember Mumm has a scheduling conflict and she will not be joining us today. With that being said, could I get approval of the minutes, please?
I move approval of the previous month's minutes.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Any opposed? Abstentions? Minutes are approved. Are there any items on the consent agenda that any council members would like pulled? Hearing none, then we're going to jump right into our discussion items, and we're going to start with Chris Becker around contracts for multi-space space station. Chris?
Thank you, Councilmember Wilkerson. This is the contract with Calais, who is providing our parking meter or parking kiosks. This contract was approved by City Council earlier. After Council approved it, the vendor asked us for some modifications to the contract, including language around the indemnification and the liquidated damages. So this is the updated amended contract that we will need to have reapproved by Council.
Any questions for Chris? All right, Chris,
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Next, we're going to have, I'm sorry, I'm echoing. That might be, yeah. So contract renewal from Brian McClatchy.
Good afternoon, City Council members. This is a one-year renewal of our federal legislative advocacy contract with Desimo Consulting Group. Upon the recommendation of the City Council President and Councilmember Mumm, the contract amount is raised up to an amount that's closer to market rate, which is about $80,000 a year. There are two additional one-year renewals available on this contract. If Council adopts this one, then there would be two more, and the Council would have to go back out to RFP for the lobbyist contract. Are any discussion or questions? Happy to answer any.
Well, Brian, hearing none, is all for us. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
The next contract, what we'll be talking about, is from Michelle Murray, and that's local by accounts receivable. Michelle?
Good afternoon, Council. This is seeking approval and just notification that back in 2014, we had teamed up with Duncan, who the city had contracted with for our solutions to provide software platform for issuing infractions. And 2014, we contracted with Locomobi and to launch the platform so that people could use their pay-by-phone system. And in 2017, it became evident that Locomobi was not money back to the city of Spokane, and we've gone through collections, and we've gone bankruptcy, and there's been injunctions filed everywhere. So we've been carrying this on our book for about 4 years now, and it's very highly unlikely that the city's going to recapture that money from Locomobi. So we're requesting permission to write this accounts receivable off that totals about $85,000 in principal and $48,000 in interest for a total of $133,000. Is there any questions?
Any questions for Michelle? Thank you, Michelle.
Thank you.
Next, we're going to have department structure amendments by Council President Beggs. Council President?
Actually, I don't know if you got my email from Friday, but we're going to defer that
Okay.
at the request of the administration to have some further conversations about it. But thank you.
Great. Are you going to do the next one on the ordinance? Did you defer that one also? The PRR web?
No, we didn't defer that, but we are going to have further conversations on it. But I'm happy to talk about that.
Okay.
So we, for a few years, have been working to make it easier for people to access public records. And one of the ideas we had a few years ago is that once one person requests public records and pays for the copying costs, it seems like it would be easy to simply post them on the web so that anyone could get the benefit of that first request. So we pursued it at the time. There was some resistance to making it easy for people to get, especially police records of internal affairs investigations. So we took another crack at it recently. Councilmember Cathcart and I were working on this with Mr. McClatchy, and we came up with this current version that's on the agenda today. Again, as a discussion point to find out what concerns there are. There continue to be concerns from a few departments, and one of them is that there are some statutes that require that when a victim asks for public records, they get them in a less redacted form, meaning there's more personal identifying information on there than someone else in the community. So we understanding that better now, we probably have to make an adjustment and exclude this law from applying to situations where victims have made the requests. And there's some other concerns that the clerk's office and police have. So we've agreed to sit down with the city attorney's office and those stakeholders and see what other tweaks we can make and still accomplish the overall goal of making it much easier for people to just get online access to public record request responses once they've already been created by our staff. And so that should save, if we do it correctly, it should save money and staff time and be more transparent to the public. But more to come. So this is just first edition for discussion, if anyone has any comments about it.
Councilmember Stratton?
Thank you. The only other thing I would add is not only victims, but there are times when residents, individuals will file complaints against another neighbor or, you know, someone in the community, and they check a box that they ask to be kept confidential, their name. So that might be something we want to take into consideration as well. I know when I was in the clerk's office, we saw a lot of those where people did not want their name released.
Yeah, and I think in our draft, we have something like that for, it wasn't so much the neighbors, but that can be added, but it was victims or even complainants, people who made complaints that didn't want to have their name put in public, and that can be redacted. The main thing we're trying to get is that the clerk's office only has to do one set of redactions, not multiple.
And then
That's a great point.
do these align with the state regulations on open public records?
Yes.
Okay.
Our intent is to do that, yes.
Cool.
Any more questions out there? Thank you, Council President. We look forward to the tweaks and your conversation with the administration around how we can move this forward. Next, we're going to have Jacob up for the SBO for the Cannon Shelter Capital Improvement.
Thank you, Council. Yep. So the purpose of this is to transfer $250,000 from CHHS to Facilities Management for the purpose of upgrading the Cannon Shelter's electrical system. Additionally, this money will help replace what currently is 2 RVs to assist in quarantining people who need shelter who have been exposed to COVID or have it, and it will replace those with some portable construction office shelters that will be a little bit more suitable, and will have electricity run to those as well, so they'll have the ability to power devices, charge things, heat, etc. So that's the purpose of this. Any questions? Councilmember Cathcart?
Yeah, thank you. And maybe Johnny or somebody else is better with this, but I'm wondering, just generally, how much have we put into Cannon to date? And in the last iteration of remodeling that happened, I guess my question is, how did we miss the electrical, or was that something completely separate? And then how many units will this create in terms of the portable structures or whatever it is that we're going to build outside? So how many people, in other words, would those house?
Okay. I'll have to look into that set of questions that I can respond to you separate unless Johnny has some more information.
Johnny?
Thank you. Thank you, council members. Councilmember Cathcart, I have that number off the tip of my tongue. I just can't remember it, so I don't want to err. So let me get that data so I can report that back as well as the units, and I'll send a communication to yourself and the council in full. Secondarily, the question about the utility, the electrical units, that just came up. We actually went out, facilities has been doing some reviews of some of our assets, and one of the things we determined there were some things there that we needed to correct, and so that's where we caught some of the electrical outlets needing to be replaced and repaired, if you will, and so that's how that came about.
Okay. Yeah, I definitely look forward to that, having that information. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Any other questions? So, Jake, I didn't quite get the answer. When these new structures are built as isolation units, how many people will be able to be isolated in the unit? One or two? One person only?
Yeah, that's one of the things I'll have to ask.
Okay.
Yeah, and
Okay.
so I'll get back to everyone on that one.
Okay. Councilmember Kinnear.
So it was my understanding that the Way Out shelter is doing isolation in the basement. Is that true? And if so, are we doing some repetition here?
Yeah, I think they have that ability at the Cannon shelter just so that we're not shuffling people around. They've been doing it currently with 2 RVs, and I think they're just looking to extend the ability to quarantine people who need shelter there, rather than moving them over to the Way Out shelter.
Council President?
Yeah, so what we're moving towards in all our RFPs for shelters that we're paying money is that each shelter has on-site capacity for 5% of their population to isolate for any reason. But the daylight basement of the Way Out shelter, that is something that the health district is doing in addition to that. So that would be for people who aren't necessarily in a shelter, but they just need isolation or quarantine services. So every shelter is going to have in the future some ability to isolate a handful of people from their shelter.
So I appreciate that as a provider to provide isolation. However, that significantly cuts into bed occupancy. And so as they go forward, I did drive by and look at the RVs down there. And just jokingly, I'm thinking, how come they weren't towed? Because they've been on the streets for a long time. But as a city-owned structure and maintenance, I think the dignity of having a structured place for that really makes sense. It's like we're going to pay now or we're going to pay later, but we will end up paying for that. Any more questions for Jacob? Council President, you're leaning in. Oh, okay. If not, then thank you for that, and we'll hear more from you. If you would email all those answers to all the council members when you get it from the questions Councilmember Cathcart asked, that'd be great. Great.
Absolutely. Thank you.
And now we have Paul talking about the Clark Avenue landslide. Paul?
Thank you, Madam Chair, and good afternoon, City Council members. The first SBO I'm presenting today is on PDF page 106 of your packet. It's an SBO for Clark Avenue landslide accounting. If you remember back in October, you passed an SBO to appropriate $2.1 million for emergency work related to the Clark Avenue landslide. Approximately $1.6 million of which is anticipated to be reimbursed from FEMA, with the balance of about $500,000 coming out of the city's unappropriated reserves. After review, we probably could have had this in the first SBO. We determined it was more appropriate for these one-time expenditures to run through the capital account the arterial streets account, which is just separate from the general fund. So this SBO would reallocate that original SBO to the appropriate account, appropriate fund, the arterial streets fund, leaving the $500,000 from the unappropriated reserves as a transfer out from the general fund to that arterial streets. I believe some of the work is already being done from that arterial streets fund account as well, so this would line up all the appropriation in one spot.
Any questions for Paul? I think we're just all glad that work is moving along. It's been quite a mess. All right, then. We're going to go to Paul again for the year-end appropriations. Paul?
Thank you again, Madam Chair. So this item is PDF page 109 in your packet. We realized last year as we went through our year-end process that we didn't have a good process on our side to keep an eye on these appropriation limits to make sure that departments are staying within their legally set through ordinance spending levels. So we did some analysis and we identified 21 funds that would potentially exceed their budget authority by year end. We reached out to those, the accounting managers of those funds, and identified 4 that could use appropriation increases before year end. The first 3 are in this SBO in front of you today. It's for the Iron Bridge TIF debt service account. That amount is $200. University District LRF debt service fund, approximately $1. And then in the golf fund, approximately $340,000, and that's mainly related to other improvement capital work for roof and HVAC replacement, I believe at the Indian Canyon course. So we're bringing this forward today in hopes to get it through the council process before year end, and happy to take any questions.
Any questions? We might be record-breaking today with the Finance Committee meeting. Thank you, Paul.
Thank you.
Next, Chief Schaefer, oh, there you are, Brian. SBO for the fire mobilization.
Yes, ma'am. Similar to the last time that we came and talked about deployments, this is the last of the 2021 dollars that we're receiving from a number of sources, mainly Department of Natural Resources for reimbursement for $700,000. Let's see, $756,812 to be specific. So the request is to receive this money into the budget and then also reimburse the fund that we originally paid that out to.
Councilmember Kinnear.
I know we've had this conversation before. I want to bring it up again. That is, where is this money going to reside?
As we've talked before, and I always appreciate the question. I was assured that it returns back into the fire department's budget because that is where those dollars were spent initially. So it essentially reimburses our fund and makes the department whole again.
So that's where I've got my angst, and that is, originally the fire department budget came out of the general fund. So it seems like double dipping to me, and I would have to have somebody sit down with me with, a pen and paper and speak very slowly and explain it, because this does not make sense to me. And I'd be glad to hear from Michelle or somebody else that can say how, so they're getting money from the general fund that they've used, they're getting reimbursed, and then that money goes to the fire department fund. So the general fund never gets reimbursed for the work that the fire department is doing. It's just circular logic to me at this point. Michelle, you probably have an answer.
Oh, Michelle's on.
Thank you. The original budget that when it was adopted, yes, the general fund transfers money into the fire department and it does its operations. The MOBs are kind of like a set aside because we send these gentlemen out on MOBs and they end up working overtime and the city pays that overtime, but they bill for the MOBs and so they get revenue for that expense. And so this is just giving them appropriation for that expense that they're receiving revenue on, and so it's a net zero. It's not like taking money from the general fund that has to be returned to the general fund. It's money being spent out of fire that needs to be returned to fire.
That's where I get confused, because originally it did come out of the general fund. That's how fire gets their budget.
That is how they get their budget, but we're asking for additional budget to cover these MOB billings. So it's not really part of the original number.
I think I'm going to be a slow learner here. So I can work with you offline to figure this out.
Sure.
It is just, does not make sense to me at all. So we can talk offline.
Okay, absolutely.
And Chief Schaefer, before you go, you can get back with me. I think we had asked before, earlier in the year, we had funded $500,000 for the vaccination clinics early on. And I don't remember getting a report of how much of that money was utilized or unspent, and if it was returned to the general fund or to the fire fund. I know there were 3 clinics that I was aware of, but if you would kind of share that with us as the year wraps up, how effective or not effective those clinics were.
We can certainly do that. We've been tracking it, and I think even Michelle has access to that. I'll send it to you in an email.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Next, we have a SBO for the interlocal joint agreement with Spokane County. Mr. Howard, are you out there?
Madam Chair, this is Paul and Josie again. I don't see Howard on the call, but I'm happy to brief the SBO portion of this.
Perfect.
So I believe this was presented last week at Urban Experience Committee. This is the SBO that trails along with using salary savings for operating leases at the Public Safety Building and Courthouse Annex. It impacts the Community Justice Services Department. They have some salary savings from a formerly titled Probation Officer 1 position, and the Municipal Court Department, which has salary savings from a Court Clerk 1 position. It's approximately $87,000, and that would go to the operating lease costs related to, again, the Public Safety Building.
Great. Any questions on that? Thank you, Paul. All right, then on to solid waste. David Payne. You're on mute, David.
Probably a good thing because I was mumbling. Good afternoon, Councilmember Wilkerson, Council President, Council members, and the Finance Committee. This is a request to pull funds from that are allocated in our 2022 budget into 2021, and the reason for this request, to the tune of $1,875,330, is due to long lead times on parts to delivery. And we just experienced, we're coming out of the last of our fall outages on our second boiler today, and we still have a sea container full of parts that we did not receive that are sitting over in Seattle. And the intent of this is to preclude that from happening to us in the May outage. Our May outage is very important to the waste energy plant. It's our 5-year turbine overhaul. And so the majority of this goes to the turbine parts. But there's also some parts, great parts related to our boilers, which are the same parts that are stuck in a container in Seattle right now. And then the third piece of this is the smaller amount of $389,950 to do repairs to our induction draft fans, which basically pulls the air through the boiler and pushes it up out the stack. During the spring outage of this year, we found some critical component failures. We did some minor repairs this past 2 weeks to get us to a point where as soon as we can get these things on site, we need to replace them. So we'll probably be bringing one of the boilers down in February, unplanned. Well, we're going to plan it, but it's an unplanned outage to abate this potential extreme hazard. Any questions?
Any questions? I'll be honest, David, I wouldn't know what to ask you because that was really in-depth for me in the weeds, but thank you so much for the explanation.
You're welcome. Thank you all.
All right, then in that case, we are ready to have Michelle come with the Washington State Auditor's exit. Michelle?
Good afternoon. Thank you again. I want to just say that I'm pleased that the 2020 financial audit has come to a close. And I want to introduce Tara Alfano and Alicia Shaw from the State Auditor's Office, who are going to go through our exit interview.
Thank you, Michelle. Did Alicia disappear on us?
No, she's here.
I'm here. Okay, I'm going to start sharing my screen for everyone. Just give me 1 second here. Okay.
Can everyone see the presentation?
No. Now we can.
There it goes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. Thank you, Tara, and thank you, Michelle, for the great introduction. Really appreciate your time this afternoon so that we could present the results of the city's financial statement audit. We are still working through portions of the federal grant compliance audit. We're working on the wrap-up procedures for that, so we will have a separate exit conference with management and council at a later date, probably in the next couple of weeks, to discuss the results of that audit. But this one is solely for the financial statement audit. So the presentation that you see here is more high level. We did provide a separate exit packet that includes the draft copy of the report. We do not plan to speak from that packet today because those results really are presented in this conference, but we will reference it if needed. And really the purpose of this is just to answer any final questions that you may have before we issue the comprehensive annual financial report letter to Michelle and her team today. So with that, we'll go ahead and move on to the next slide. One of the most important things about the State Auditor's Office and audits in general is their role to really increase trust in your government, the city's government, and along with other state and local governments. As an independent organization, the public really does trust the audits and the results that are published on our website because we do make that information available to the public. And we conduct about 2,600 state and local government audits annually. And we have very experienced government auditors that perform that work. And generally, because those results are available on the State Auditor's Office website, it really does make the results of your audits transparent and available to the public at any time. Another important role of audits is really to provide any recommendations where there could be efficiencies or more effective ways for the city to comply with state and local regulations or its own policies and procedures, but then also to point out areas where things are going very well. So anyway, if you have any questions today about the results, please feel free to chime in and ask us those questions, and we'll hopefully get those answered today. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to Tara, and she can talk about the audit report.
Okay, so these next couple of slides will present your financial statement audit results for fiscal year 20. So we did have an unmodified opinion issued in accordance with U.S. GAAP reporting. Our audit was conducted in accordance with government auditing standards, so this is a good, clean audit opinion. For internal control and compliance over financial reporting, we reported no significant deficiencies. We identified no deficiencies that were considered material weaknesses, and we noted no instances of noncompliance that were material to the financial statements for the city. And then the next slide, we did provide some uncorrected misstatements from our review. We determined these to be immaterial classification errors, and they do not affect our audit opinion. Also, we communicated these to management, and they plan to correct these for the future financial statements. And we're also pleased to report that there were no material misstatements identified during our audit. And for your comprehensive annual financial report, we will provide a letter to Michelle today that summarizes these audit results. So, and it will be dated with today's date. We do want to take a second here for a little audit highlight and point out that this is the second year that we've had no reportable audit issues that we found during our audit. And this really is an excellent audit result, especially for the city's size and the complexity of the financial statements. So I really just wanted to say great work to Michelle and Christy and the whole accounting team. So great audit result this year. Any questions on our audit results, opinion, anything? All right, I'll move on then. So we do include an emphasis paragraph in our audit report for the city's COVID-19 pandemic disclosure. The disclosure includes the city's plan to address the pandemic, and then also states that the full impact is unknown at this time. So we do include that in our audit report, but it has no effect on our opinion. And then next slide. So for related audit work, since the city has Moss Adams perform an audit of the Spokane Employees Retirement System, we do go in and review that audit work since it's also part of our audit. So in our review of that Moss Adams audit, we didn't find any concerns with the audit quality. We had no limitations that restricted our asset or our analysis to their audit. And then we didn't notice any instances in which material misstatement of the financial statement has or may have resulted from fraud or suspected fraud. And this is similar. We do this every year for the same program. And then our closing remarks. So our audit costs are going to be in alignment with our original estimate for the financial statement and federal grant compliance audits. We didn't run into any issues that caused us to increase our budget, so no increase to the cost. And then your next audit is the accountability for public resources audit for also fiscal year 2020. And this is actually being conducted right now. So we're working with the city and staff for that audit. And then report publication. So once we've exited the financial statement and the federal grant audit, we will publish the audit reports to our website. We do include a link if you're interested in signing up. You can get notified when when those reports get published to our website. And then audit surveys. So as in prior years, we do send out an audit survey after the audit closes, and we really do appreciate any feedback you can give us about the audit process. And then just another audit highlight and thank you. So we'd really want to thank all of our audit liaisons, all the city staff we worked with. Everyone was able to provide us with our requested documents and hold virtual meetings so that we could complete our audit remotely. Everyone was great to work with, and we really appreciate the city's professionalism working through the audit with us. And then our next slide is just asking if anyone has any questions that we could answer, anything that we didn't cover.
If you have questions, I can't see you, just speak up. Well, hearing none, I want to echo Tara and congratulating Michelle and that whole team down there for the excellent work. And I know it's been a lot of work this year with everything going on COVID. So kudos to you, Michelle, and everybody else. Paul, you're included in that. So thank you so very much. With that, we will then move on to Mr. Paul and Josie for our monthly financials. Thank you, Tara.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you again, Madam Chair. And I can't take any credit for for anything related to finance. It's a whole different world, different language than the budget stuff that they let me play with. I'm going to share my screen to show a couple of reports for today. Hopefully somebody here on our side will let me know. Good. Okay. So first up is the intra-fund budget transfer report. These are expenses changing from one type category to another. Pretty standard across the board for October. Are there any questions for this report? Okay. We'll move on. And these are all part of the materials that Amy sent out, I think, Friday, and then an update this morning as well. The second report, these are changes increasing or decreasing the general fund. Through October 2021, the general fund budget has increased by $20.9 million. Approximately $4 million is due to encumbrance carryover, where open contracts, capital projects, or bills yet to be paid are carried over from from prior year into the current year. $11 million is due to the guild contract, and the remaining $5.9 million have been added via SBOs through the current period. There were two SBOs which posted in October, $2.1 million, as I briefed a little bit earlier for the Clark Avenue landslide. Approximately $1.6 million anticipated to be reimbursed by FEMA, and $29,000 for the SBO related to the police ombudsman and deputy police ombudsman position range changes. Any questions on the general fund report? Okay. Moving over to our one-page general fund summary. It shows changes to the general fund, both revenue and expenditures. Again, highlighted lines are changes from the month prior. This has been updated for those SBOs, so we have additional revenue assumed, which again, if the cleanup SBO ends up being adopted by council, this would go away, the 1.575 from FEMA, and then the associated expense changes for the fourth quarter at the bottom as well. Any questions on the general fund? Okay. Switch over to the brief PowerPoint. So this is the monthly report for October 2021, presented in November. So general fund revenues continue to track approximately 4% above where we are projecting year to date. There are 2 points we want to make on this slide overall. First, the current general fund amended revenue budget is approximately $210 million, which ties to that one pager that I just showed you. So this includes $1 million for 2021 budget balancing and $2.7 million for prior period combined communications center revenue, both of which were already booked and deducted from our unappropriated reserves for 2021. So we won't actually receive any of that revenue during the current year. What that means is it brings our adjusted budget to approximately $204 million. Some of those SBOs that we just referred to brought in some additional revenue. So what we would consider to be the final adjusted revenue budget is around $205 million. At this point, we're projecting around $208 in actual revenue for 2021. So that would be under that amended budget amount, but above the adjusted budget amount. And I don't know if these are real terms that I'm using, but this is just how I'm able to try to track it myself. So on the other side, the general fund expenditures are approximately 5% below budget, below where we expected them to be through October. Now, this is against an amended expenditure budget of approximately $229.5 million. That includes the guild settlement and the encumbrance carryover that I previously mentioned. If you take out the impact of those two plus the SBOs, that's approximately $17 million or $21 million with the encumbrance carryover. We're projecting general fund to land somewhere around $208 to $209 million in actual expenditures. So the way the revenues are coming in, even though slightly above budget by about 4%, expenditures are about 5% below where we're expecting them to be. It's not really coming and going from the same starting point. That's kind of what I was trying to explain through that mumbling. The last bullet on this slide, again, uniform overtime through October 21. Police has spent approximately the same amount as through October 2020. Fire has spent approximately 55% more. This slide shows a graph for general fund revenue. A large spike that you see for November would be the October property tax collection, and that's where we get sort of that second large installment that we saw back in May. The second piece is in October. We'll post in November from October. We'll see a little bit more through December and period 13 as well. This table shows all the major general fund revenue categories. Again, the top five bracketed by the yellow box account for 89% of general fund revenue. Taxable sales activity for the month of August, with the 2-month lag we have in reporting, was up 22% compared to August 2020. Retail trade was up 9%, construction up 23%, and accommodation and food services up 62%. August also saw approximately $112 million more in taxable sales than August 2020. Year-to-date, activity is up almost 23% compared to 2020. This table compares year-over-year sales tax revenue to when it's actually received. So again, October activity or October receipts have to do with August activity. Highlighted in the yellow is our city, and to the far right, you can see October 2021 was up 22% compared to October 2020. And we'll make all of this available and send it out right after the meeting too, so you can look at it a little more closely. So when we put that data on a graph, you can see all the cities and counties are at least 10% above their October 2020 receipts. And then if we take out the impact for the west side, you can see the city, the valley, and how the county are doing. I believe 14% is the lowest, and I think that's the county, and I believe we're at that 22% as we showed on that table. And finally, here's a quick chart on the general fund expenditures. You can see approximately $9 million below where we projected at this point in the year. Salary and benefits and services are both below projections. I think services we had been showing trending above budget. I think a lot of it had to do with some of the care salaries going out the door last year. So with that out of the way for 2021, it dropped that down below budget to where we expected it to be. And that is all I have. Happy to take any questions.
Council President?
Yeah, I just had a question. When fire is exceeding their overtime budget for so much, where does that money get pulled from?
It comes from their operating budget, so they're basically spending their budget appropriation, their budget authority that they have in a different category than what it was budgeted for.
Okay, but it's not reaching out to take money away from other categories or unallocated reserves?
It's just rolled into the salary, the wages line, the 51,000 type code. So it's just, when you do a budget to actuals, that's the category it's coming out of at this point.
Okay, thanks.
Councilmember Kinnear.
So I think Council President was going down my lane, trying to get answers to where that money comes from, where does it go. It is for a longer conversation because I'm still not clear. I want to know if there's a way we can compare 2019 with 2021, because 2020 was such an outlier. And is it possible, Paul, for you to pull information from the 2019 and compare that with 2021 so that it would be a little bit more realistic as to what we're comparing more apples to apples?
Councilmember Kinnear, I can have the data actually in front of me for 2018, 19, 20, and 21. So 2018, again, this is just what was actuals for the Fire EMS Fund. It was about $3.2 million. For 2019, it was around $2.8 million. For 2020, about $5.9 million. And year to date for October, through when we had the reports, it was about $6.4 million.
So I was referring more to, that's good. I was referring more to the entire general fund and revenues. So sales tax coming in, property tax coming in, comparing all of that with 2018, 2019, if that's possible.
Sure, yeah, for the general fund, I can pull that data as well.
Hey, Paul, could you just email that to council? I'd love to see that too.
Yep, absolutely.
Paul, are we waiting on you to pull up some information, or are you going to email it to us?
I can email the additional general fund. I'd have to run that from our system. Okay. Sorry about that.
So you won't be able to answer Councilmember Kinnear's question at this time?
On general fund year-to-date revenue comparing to prior years, I'll have to email that within an hour or so.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions for Paul out there? Thank you, Paul, very timely as we're wrestling with the budget. Right now, we're seeking clarity on a lot of stuff. Well, if there are no more questions, that being said, from Finance, I wish you all happy holidays, and we will not be meeting again until January 2022, and that will be on the 17th. So until then, take care. As Council President says, if you can, take care of somebody else. We'll see ya.